Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra Bazell, also known as Sierra the BB Doula, and today I want to talk to you about how to eat healthy on a budget. But before I do, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below if you like the video, and share it if you want. So one of the questions that I get a lot of the time is, how do I eat healthy but not break the bank? Well, the answer to that is pretty complex, but not really. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of background. When I first started eating healthier, it was because I was going through some health challenges after I gave birth to my oldest daughter. And in 2010, I had a cyst on my right ovary and a cyst on my right breast. So I got scared and I decided to change my lifestyle. And in doing so, I had to change what I was eating, because in all the research that I did and in all of the blogs that I was reading and the books and all those things, I needed to make a change. And because I needed to make this change, that meant I needed to eat hormone-free meats and mostly organic. But at the time, my husband and I were living off of a very, very small salary. He was the only person working at the time, and we had a very, very tight budget. And because of that, I needed to do some things in order to be able to eat this way. So what I learned was that I had to, number one, go to multiple grocery stores. I couldn't shop at just one place. Sorry, Whole Foods, you're great. But at that time, I couldn't just shop at Whole Foods because, as most people know, and as it is nicknamed, it's whole paycheck. So I would have to go to multiple grocery stores, Earth Fare being one of my favorites, who is no longer open. I'm so sad. But I would go, and whenever Earth Fare would have their chickens or their meat on sale, I would stock up on those and make sure that I was getting enough chicken and enough meat, so that way, when I went back to the grocery store, all I had to buy was vegetables and fruits and some of the other things that I would need. So that was one way that I did it, was to stock up on meat when it was on sale. The second way was to buy meat directly from a farmer. So here where I live, there are farmers that sell grass-fed beef, and they sell it by the pound, and oftentimes it will end up being a little bit cheaper than it is to buy it in the grocery store, and you know that it came directly from the farm. So, in buying it that way and in buying in bulk, I would be able to have enough meat to last me for 3 months. So now I have this grass-fed beef that I bought in bulk, and then this chicken that I bought in bulk. So now when I go to the grocery store, all I have to do is to buy fruits and vegetables, which leads me to my next thing. The third thing that I did was to eat mostly organic, but only the things that were on the Dirty Dozen. So there's a list that tells you the Clean 15, and these are the foods that have the least amount of pesticides in them if you don't buy them organic. And then the Dirty Dozen. The Dirty Dozen, these are the foods that have the most pesticides in them. So these are things like apples, strawberries, cherries, things with thin skin. These things have a lot of pesticides on them when they are bought conventionally. So the thing that you have to do is eat mostly from the Clean 15. And if you want something that is going to come off the Dirty Dozen, then get that organic. And if you can't get it organic, then the next best thing to do is to eat local. And that brings me to my next point. Eating locally helped me a lot because local farmers tend to have things in season, and when you eat in season, eating in season makes things a little bit more affordable. You can go to your local farmers market and you can get the things that you need, and they will be a little bit less expensive. So when the fall rolls around, in North Carolina, there are going to be North Carolina apples at the farmers market, and I can get them, and they're going to be fresh, and they didn't have to travel on a truck for a long ways. And I can get those foods and buy apples and eat them, and then I don't have to spend $8 for a bag of apples that don't really taste that great from Whole Foods. Not saying that their apples are $8, just saying that, if you buy them by the pound, they can get pretty expensive, and the ones that are usually in the bag are not that great. They don't usually taste good. So those are some of the ways that I saved. Now, if I could not afford to buy organic, or if I lived in a place that was a food desert, what I would do is focus on eating mostly things from the Clean 15. These are things like melons and things with thick skin like oranges and those types of fruits. Also things like cabbages. Again, look up the list and I can link them in the description box below, and you can see that the Clean 15 list, those are things that you can eat without having to buy organic, and they won't affect your hormones as much. And if you're going to eat meat, maybe you want to eat a little bit less of it, and then make sure that you keep your liver clean and healthy by eating lots of dark leafy vegetables. You can do things like beets, juicing beets. You can even drink milk thistle tea to keep your liver cleansed, and that will help you to take in a lot less of the hormones. So eat less meat if you want to save. That's the last point. Eat less meat. The less meat you eat, the less money that you're going to have to spend. And also, if you're not eating as much processed food, because processed foods cost a little bit more. If I'm buying a bunch of snacks and junk food, that's going to make my grocery bill go a lot higher. So, eat less processed food and meal plan. The way that I like to meal plan is to make sure that I look at the store circular and plan my meals accordingly. And that's just how I do it. So those are some of the ways that I was able to eat a little bit healthier on a budget. And I will now bring you to be able to watch my most recent grocery trip and see kind of how I do it. And it's not going to be as much as it would be if this wasn't, the time that we're dealing with the pandemic, because I had to wear a mask and all that fun stuff. But you can at least see a little bit. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And be sure to like this video, share it if you think it'll be helpful, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hi guys, I am about to go on a shopping trip to Aldi and a few other places, and I want to kind of take you along my journey of how I shop and how I keep my costs pretty low when shopping for organic and natural foods. See you soon. So far I have mostly vegetables in my cart. That helps to save a lot of tortilla chips, our big staple at our house. So I have left the store and I was able to get a lot of things for just $57. I always buy whole chickens. Now, mind you, I do have some chicken legs and a couple of chickens at home already, but I did buy one additional chicken, which was $7.60 something cents. Oh, I'm sorry, it was $7.24. And with that chicken, I usually use mine about twice, because I will use it with rice or use it in a soup. Or if we do eat chicken, I'm going to cut up the whole chicken, and that is usually enough for our family, because when we eat chicken, we only eat one piece of chicken and the rest of our plate is vegetables. So one way to save on your grocery bill is to eat more vegetables than meat, because when you eat a whole bunch of meat, say we were to eat 2 or 3 pieces of meat per person, that could be really, really expensive, especially since we eat organic or all natural chicken. So one way to save is to eat less meat. Now, I'm going to show you my receipt in just a second. Now we're going to head off to store number 2. And store number 2 is going to be Harris Teeter. So I'm going to go to Harris Teeter and get a few things.